Hey everybody, Johnny Zero here. This is going to be a quick tutorial on how to make a XP or a healing dish. I'm just going to show you like a really simple method to start with because there's actually a lot going on with the cooking skill. I don't even understand all of it yet. Maybe someone has done a table on that or something, but just a really quick method if you don't know how to make an XP or a healing dish, this should help you out. So first things first, you're going to need a fire pit, a pot, some wood, something to cook like a main ingredient. So raw meat, fish, carrot, or tomato. Some other vegetables are available too. And then you need a spice. You have coriander, which is for healing regen, black pepper, which is for XP, and honey, which is for skill up, which is cool, but really not necessary most of the time. So mainly this would be good for XP dishes for when you're trying to gain experience in something hard like Assassin or Explore or Mining, or coriander for healing if you want to have a little extra regen while you're fighting something, or like shield block training or something like that. So first thing you're going to do is make sure you have your pot in your inventory. And not that kind of pot, kids. Okay, so everything when you're cooking has to be done with the drop amount at 1. It's very important because if you don't have the drop amount set at 1 and you try to add 10 spices at one time, you will waste your spice. For every 1 spice that you add, you will get 1 minute additional buff time on the dish. But if you go drop 10, you're going to get 1 minute for every 10. So it's crazy, but you have to add them one by one. So I can't stress that enough. So right now we're going to make a 2-minute black pepper XP dish. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to add 2 wood, put our pot on the fire, add 1 piece of meat. One by one, we're going to add 2 black pepper. And now we're going to wait for that fire to burn down. Okay, now right off the bat, you know what? I'm not going to get into that because that's going to complicate it. I'm going to talk more about some of the different things you can do at the end of the video once we get through this very simple method. Okay, now that those 2 logs burnt out, I'm going to add 10 more pieces of wood, one at a time. Okay, so I cut out that boring part of waiting. Now that this is done and our fire's burned out, let's see what we got here. Okay, so we got a spicy meat dish, and let's check the buff. This was pepper, so the maximum buff that you can get from that is going to be 2.5 times your base XP. So that's going to be, let's use that and see what we got. Okay, and there you go, maximum buff. So you only needed 12 pieces of wood. Okay, now a few other things. I actually think you only need 10 pieces of wood to achieve the maximum buff, but you can't physically or easily move fast enough to add the pot and the spices one by one in. So really 11 would probably do it. A couple of things though. You can reduce the cooking time by adding more ingredients, not more spices. You can do that too, but that's something separate. If you add 4 different main ingredients like raw meat, raw fish, carrot, and tomato, and then put the 2 pepper in, obviously with the wood in all in the correct order, I was able to get maximum buff from just 5 pieces of wood. Now, I didn't, at 5 was the lowest I could get. 4 was given, something like 2.48, not 2.5 on the money like it should be. So you can greatly reduce your cook time by adding more ingredients. But here's the downside also to using less wood, because lots of people use 10 then 10. pieces of wood. I know this is all it's kind of crazy if you're not used to messing with it. This dish was made with 11 pieces of wood a few hours ago, and as you can see, expires in 23,000 minutes. Which did the math. It's like when it was new, it expired in 16 days, 16.3 days. This one was made with 20 pieces of wood. And yeah, see, there's a major difference on how long it lasts. It actually came out to 28.8 days. Now, that's the longest I've been able to get one to last. It didn't matter if I used 25 pieces or 30 pieces. 20 was about the top to get the top expiration time. Now, look, if you're using this for a Karn or, to go in the underworld or something, you're not going to need that thing to last 16 days. I usually, I fall asleep waiting on these things to finish. I mean, I cut the video, but sometimes it takes like 10, 15 minutes to make those. So I just usually use the minimum amount of wood necessary. If you're trying to sell them, yeah, I could totally understand wanting them to last 28 days. Or if you're the type of person that just wants to have them all made in a stack somewhere, so you just have them. That's cool too. I don't even know how increasing the cooking skill really affects it, because both my characters have really, really low cooking. I know that increasing the cooking skill will actually fill your hunger bar with less ingredients. So you'll get a bigger percentage of hunger with less ingredients and probably lower cooking time too, but I haven't really figured all that out. So anyway, I hope this information helps you. And yeah, that's about it. I hope it helps you, because honestly, it was a little bit confusing. I started writing down all these different things. Maybe I'll make a table when I get a little more info. I'm sure someone out there already has this all figured out, but I can't find one online that really lists all the different cooking times. So anyway, good luck, guys. Have fun.